Hi, my name is Rudy Gaston, and in today's video, you're gonna see me look on this side. It's because um, I got a couple notes and I do not want to talk too much or missing out some important points. So um, I'm home with my family, but I'm not celebrating Christmas. Um, this year, me and my wife, we have made the decision to never celebrate Christmas, and we're having some good time without any evil practice. When I say any evil practice, some people may be offended, but if you give me a couple minutes, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. For those who do not know, I'm hosting a show in 100.5 FM, and the name of the show is Jae Lumière. Um, if I try to translate in English, it will be spreading light. Yes. And since the beginning of this month, we had an interesting subject. The title was, Can Christians Celebrate Christmas? To be honest with you, I used to love Christmas. Um, I remember when I was younger, that was the only time that I could do a couple things that normally my parents will not let me do, like staying out late. And in secret, I used to get drunk too, a lot, and do some other couple of things. And when I become a Christian, I kind of try to mixed it up and try to focus on the most important part of the celebration, which is Christ, thinking that was enough. But God said to me, I do not want half of you, I want all of you. And I believe God is saying the same thing to everybody. God doesn't want some of you, some part of you, but everything. I'm going to give you a little bit of what we talked on a show, and you going to use the verses that I give you and do your own research on that, and hopefully God will talk to you the way He talked to me, and open your eyes the way He opened mine, and you're going to make wise decision. Because I want to make this video short, I'm gonna center this teaching around one verse, 2 Corinthians 6:14. 2 Corinthians 6:14. This is what the Apostle Paul said to the Corinthians. Do not yoke together with unbelievers, for what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? This showing you clearly that um, mixing up thing is not God ways. It's either you worshiping God or you worshiping the devil. You cannot take what is from the devil and try to bring in the service of God. It's just not working. Sorry to tell you that. We talked about the birth of Jesus, and more specifically the 25th of December, which is totally wrong. There's nothing like that on the Bible. If you can look, you're not gonna find the 25th, and a lot of people know that. They know the 25th is not the date, but they say they were gonna do it anyway. Where'd that come from? A priest, a Roman priest, and a mathematician come up with the date, and we are using it today. But some other people believe, some other mathematician believe that it was wrong, and Jesus wasn't born on the 25th of December. Unfortunately, Jesus was born 6 and 7 years before that date. Denis Le Petit come up with. Jesus did not celebrate his own birthday. Yeah, Jesus did not celebrate his own birthday, and the disciples did not celebrate Jesus' birthday even after his death. Um, the Israelite people do not have that culture of celebrating birthday. Where did that come from? Who used to celebrate birthday in the Bible? The first time in the Bible we ever seen a birthday celebration was in Genesis 40, verse 20. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was celebrating his birthday. And in this time in Egypt, whenever the king celebrate his birthday, there's a god associate with this celebration. And whenever the king is celebrating, the god is celebrating his birthday as well. And the name of the god was Horus. According to my research, Horus is the son of two gods called Orisis and Isis. And this is how it was. But this is what God said to the Israelite to prevent that kind of practice. In Leviticus 18, verse 3 to 4, this is what God said. You must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I'm bringing you. Do not follow their practices. You must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. I'm the Lord your God. The second time in the Bible we see a birthday celebration was among the women. The king Herod, he was having a birthday celebration, and the daughter of Herodia performed a dance in front of the guests, and the king was so pleased and asked her, tells her, told her, ask me anything that you want and I will give it to you. And she asked for the head of John the Baptist on a silver plate. And the king granted it to her. So John the Baptist was killed that day, the day of the celebration of the king, the woman king. 2 Timothy 3 said, in this last day, people will love pleasure rather than God. People will be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. And people are fighting with the knowledge of not celebrating Christmas. They say they're used to it, they've been celebrating it, it's good, it's a good holiday, and they don't want to let go because they love it, even though it's not in the Bible. And God already talked about these people in 2 Timothy 3. He said, in this last day, people will be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. So whenever you present the truth to some people, they deny it. And they deny it because they rather do what's good for them instead of what good for God. And in Leviticus 18:3 verse 4, when God was telling the Israelite not to copy what the other nations doing, and today we're doing exactly the same thing. We are involving in celebrating Christmas. It is a pagan tradition. It's not God at all. Even the Catholic, the religious Catholic people do not celebrate Santa Claus. And this association of Santa Claus and trees present under the trees and all kind of things, they are pagan tradition. They're not Christian. If you look on and make and have your own research, you're gonna find out this is a completely evil practice. Completely. It's not even good for you to celebrate your own birthday. So how come Jesus will celebrate his own birthday? How come the the disciples will celebrate Jesus' birthday? So it wasn't a culture, Israelite culture at all. It's because God forbidden it. And like I just shown you in Leviticus 18, verse 3 to 4, God want the Israelite to stay away from those kind of culture, from those kind of practice. So it is evil, because every time you celebrating your birthday, you kind of raising up yourself up and worshiping your own self, and you bring people to worship you too. And this is bad, and that's the reason why, because it's against God's will. Jesus didn't celebrate it, the disciples didn't do it, none of the God's people did it. So if you want to do it today, celebrating your birthday, celebrating Jesus' birthday, go ahead, but you're against the word of God. And this is a simple fact. You choose which way you want to go, but for everything, God will call you in judgment. Your decision is very important. You have to choose. You have to choose who you want to follow. It's either you with Bear or you with God. You cannot drink in the same cup. You cannot drink. Um, you cannot serve God and serve the demon. We serve the devil. Today, make your choice. If it's a holiday for a demon worshiper, you should not be part of it. And my decision is based on the Bible, like I just shown you. And I hope you make a wise decision. If it's hard for you, just like it was for me, you can just pray. And I'm sure when you got saved, you didn't leave everything behind the same day. It happened like a process, like people say it all the time. It's in the process. I'm in the process of being a completely saved person. So you can be in the process today of being completely saved from this pagan holiday, which is not from God at all. This Egyptian practice, this Roman practice, because God forbidden it. All right. May God bless you. I hope this video helped you and not confuse you, and I hope it was clear enough for everybody. Thank you very much. Bye bye.